Hey, I'm a Neurosurgeon, Kazu.
Hey, are you free tonight? When those words come from your boss, your brain hits an instant freeze response. You face an immediate tug of war. Declining risks damaging your professional standing, but accepting means surrendering your free time to forced smiles and absolute exhaustion. This internal friction feels like a brief moment of anxiety, but it actually forces your brain to burn through massive cognitive resources. Your mind violently clashes between the emotional desire to escape and the rational obligation to conform. Prioritizing social safety over physiological recovery in these moments creates a persistent internal conflict, placing a recurring and unacknowledged burden on your neurological system. When you force yourself to attend an event you desperately want to avoid, your autonomic nervous system loses its balance, locking your body into a state of chronic physical tension. Instead of powering down for the night, your body shifts into sympathetic nervous system overdrive. You are trapped in a relentless fight-or-flight mode during the exact hours you are supposed to be resting. This diagram shows exactly what happens inside your vascular system. Your blood vessels clamp down tightly, forcing the fluid flow to accelerate and driving your blood pressure straight up. Repeated exposure to this pressure leaves those vessels permanently hardened and fragile, drastically elevating your likelihood of suffering a stroke or a brain hemorrhage. Rejecting an unwanted invitation becomes a necessary act of medical triage to protect your vascular system from critical failure. You can't safely deliver a blunt refusal. To understand why, we have to look inside your boss's head. The human amygdala doesn't process direct rejection as a scheduling conflict. It registers the refusal as a hostile attack, instantly branding you a threat. You face an impossible dilemma. Say no to save your own blood vessels, but trigger a retaliatory attack from your superior's brain in the process. Neurosurgeons handle high-stress biological responses daily. They use a specific communication protocol to bypass this alarm system. They call it the cushion technique. The objective is to provide a social signal that satisfies the boss's brain's need for status, neutralizing the rejection before it registers as a personal slight. The first step is delivering an immediate surge of positive emotion. Expressing genuine gratitude or stating you are honored by the invitation instantly soothes their amygdala. Second, keep your reason for declining intentionally vague, citing something like a prior engagement. Inventing a highly detailed lie causes your own brain to tense up, making you exhibit nervous behaviors that the other person will subconsciously detect. The most undeniable pivot you can use is citing your physical health or a simple need for rest. Most people feel an instinctive social resistance to challenging someone who signals physical exhaustion or vulnerability. By framing your refusal as a health necessity, you leverage a boundary that colleagues are naturally inclined to respect. Sequencing these elements, leading with gratitude, offering a vague reason, and gently retreating based on well-being, safely disarms the social threat while keeping your professional relationships completely intact. You can move beyond playing defense every time an invite drops by establishing a proactive character setting within your workplace ecosystem. Consistently signal specific traits to your colleagues. Casually mention your weak constitution for alcohol or how strictly you protect your evening routines. Over time, the brains around you learn and adapt to this character, recalculating their expectations until your absence at after-hours events becomes the unquestioned norm. Once you successfully secure your evening, enter the recovery phase. Take a few deep breaths to actively trigger your parasympathetic nervous system, allowing your blood vessels to physically widen and relax. Combining proactive boundary setting with deliberate physiological recovery significantly reduces the mental load and vascular stress of future workplace interactions. A lingering sense of guilt often follows a successful refusal. Counter this by engaging your frontal lobe, the rational part of your brain, to deliberately shift your perspective. Your boss's mood remains an external variable completely outside your control, while your vascular health is strictly your own responsibility. Months of accumulated vascular strain can culminate in a stroke, a permanent physical consequence for the sake of a temporary social obligation. You must have the courage to always prioritize your own personal time and recovery over blind organizational compliance. Mastering the art of the polite decline stands as a critical defense mechanism for protecting your mind and your life.